Where do we start? Jon Jones arrested. It's again though. Is that really news? Kind of. Khabib and Ferguson is still going to fucking happen like mental. And Conor McGregor sort of taking on the coronavirus. I'll start with Jon Jones. So Jon Jones has been arrested for driving while pissed, or DWI as they say in America. Driving while intoxicated. Am I surprised? Nah. But at the same time, I'm disappointed. Yes, John. Not angry, just disappointed. He was becoming what we always knew he could be. Alright, yes, I thought he lost his last fight, but the bottom line is, the guy was like our Michael Jordan. He was becoming the guy who you could rely on to turn up and win almost every fight, and even if he didn't deserve to win, he'd still fucking win. This comes at a bad time, because it was just as he'd rebuilt his reputation. I felt like we were almost there with him, where we were like, you finally reached that level that we knew you were capable of, and greatest of all time was really his. I'll read you the fucking details. On Thursday night, Jon Jones was arrested on 4 different counts: aggravated DWI, negligent use of firearms, possession of an open container. What is that? Open container? I'm not really a gun. Alright, is a gun. I thought you just had his lunchbox open or something. They were like, yeah, we're getting him on that as well. And no proof of insurance in a vehicle. Oh, for fuck's sake. But according to Officer Jason Brown, he had a green leafy substance on his shirt and pants, consistent with marijuana. Ooh. The guy's a weed smoking motherfucker. I thought weed was legal in America. Can a man just not enjoy a joint while he's out for a spin? Just to be clear, I do not advocate that. The odour of alcohol coming from his facial area. Don't get too close. Coronavirus. Alright? Stay your distance, Officer Brown. Brown noted that during the search of the vehicle, he found a handgun underneath the driver's seat. You're Jon Jones. Why do you need a gun? You are a fucking weapon. Of all the people who don't need a gun in this world, Jon Jones got me in the top 5. Him and Mike Tyson. Jon, apparently, according to the officer, had bloodshot, watery eyes. I mean, the guy was high as fuck. Simple as, really. It was 1 a.m. as well, man. How can you smoke a joint and still be awake at 1 a.m? That's what kind of athlete we're dealing with, yeah. This guy is a machine. Oh, for fuck's sake, John. Sorry, I'm just reading some of this, right. So basically, Jon Jones gets pulled over, and when the officer looks in the passenger back seat, there's a quarter bottle left of 40% alcohol. That's like basically whiskey. This guy was off his tits. He was told apparently in his last trial, if I see you again, you're not going home, by the judge. Nice knowing you, John. Have a good trip. You fuckhead. You were just about to be the GOAT. Now I'm never going to see the rematch. The UFC have released a statement on it. We are aware of the situation regarding Jon in Albuquerque this morning. The organisation has been in contact with Jon's management team and is currently gathering additional information. What that means is, if he gets sent to prison, we can't do nothing. If he gets off with it, we'll probably let him fight again. That's my translation. I do like that about the UFC. In a way, it's the Wild West, isn't it? They don't give a fuck. You could have done anything. And for the UFC, getting caught like driving while high and pissed is like, yeah, whatever. Do you know, it's not a big deal to them. I mean, even if you murdered someone, they'd be like, yeah, but was it a fight? You know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't care. The MMA fighters have been reacting to it. Ben Askren has said, for the life of me, I can't figure out why he doesn't hire a buddy and pay him $50,000 a year to drive for him. Because he likes fast cars, Ben. You can't go fast in a passenger seat. Well, you can, but it doesn't feel the same, does it? It's like watching porn versus actually shagging. The guy who's actually got the on Twitter, Jon Jones, he ain't a fighter. He's just some random guy. But every time Jon Jones does anything wrong, loads of people accidentally tweet this motherfucker. You gotta feel sorry for him, because he's just put a tweet out saying, just once, why can't the headlines be something like UFC fighter Jon Jones saves kitten orphanage? Yeah, he's probably been getting more shit. Colby Covington, top shit talker to be fair to him, says, there's no need to panic, the world's still perfectly normal. My favourite reaction though, as always, gotta be Izzy Adesanya. This kid is a savage. The first thing Izzy posts is a gif of him reading his phone and laughing his fucking head off. He doesn't give a fuck. This shit between him and Jones is serious. Jones is going to prison and he's laughing publicly about it. So Jon Jones put a tweet out the other day saying, first time in human history, we can save the human race by laying in front of the TV and doing nothing. Now, Izzy, of course, quotes this and goes, testify, catches Holy Ghost. You know, that's the real shame though, that these two cunts hate each other so much. They're so talented, and yet we probably won't get to see them fight now if Jones goes down. You know, the lucky thing is he didn't hurt anyone, because the guy's a dumbass, Jon Jones. There's an element of crazy in there that is why he's great, but it's also why he keeps fucking up. Darren Till just privately messaged Israel Adesanya a video. I'm fucking coming for you! Darren Till. He wasn't doing that for anyone. He just wants him to know, I'm fucking coming for you. Darren Till, how can you not love him? The guy is an absolute fucking legend. He just did an interview with, I think it was Ariel Helwani, where he was just like, all these influencers posting about their perfect fucking lives. It's bullshit. Everyone acting like they've got a great life on Instagram and all that. I'm fucking sick of it. I want him to win a fucking world title. Desperately. But Izzy is going to be hard to beat. He might end up having to go back down to welterweight to make it happen. I don't know. I think he'd hang with Izzy. I think it'll be a great fight. I mean, that is the fight. That's the one to make. Somehow, I mean, it isn't that surprising. The only sporting event that's going to take place in the next month is UFC 249. Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. Whoever wins is the greatest lightweight of all time. I fucking love this. I know the coronavirus and that is terrible, but I need a respite. I need a break. I need something else to fucking think about besides how sad shit is right now outside, you know? And thank you, Dana, for fucking pulling this off, you know? He's gonna do whatever it takes, and I know fighter safety and whatever, but right now, I just need something to enjoy. It seems like he's going to condense a lot of the cards that were happening around the same time. So you had Francis Ngannou on a different card. You had some other good fights on different cards. He's going to just whack that big fucking 5-course meal for us for April 18th. This might be the most watched UFC ever. Probably not quite Conor level, but it'll be right up there, I think, top 10. Because of how quiet everything is right now, we could have some epic fights. I'm grateful to Dana for trying to pull this off. I know he's getting a lot of shit from the MMA journalists right now because of fighter safety, and some of it is fair, and the fact that there's reports that he didn't pay the fighters for UFC London that never happened, that's pretty shitty. But just imagine, right? Not in that shitty way the celebrity sung it. Imagine all the fights, right? Imagine them. The violence. You got potentially Tony Ferguson, Khabib right at the top. You got Francis Ngannou, who, whenever he fights, it's fireworks, for Christ's sake. Then we might get Colby Covington versus Woodley on that card. I mean, that would be a feast. Throw Conor and Justin Gaethje on this shit as well. I don't think Conor's gonna... He's pretty outspoken about the coronavirus right now. It's happening in an undisclosed location. He isn't telling anyone shit, Dana. He's like behind closed doors. And like I said, I'm down for this. I've said it on a podcast once. Like, all right, we probably need commentators, but I want to hear the thud. I want them to turn that fucking volume right up from inside the cage and really feel like we're watching some Bruce Lee shit. Actually, fuck the commentator. If Joe Rogan's not going to be there, then we fuck the commentators. Let's just watch them fight. It's so mental how many times Tony's being called off, and now in the midst of a pandemic, it's still gonna happen. In the most unlikely of circumstances is when we're finally gonna fucking say it. If someone was to argue in the comments, by the way, this shouldn't be happening, it's bullshit, fighter safety, you're right. You're right. But I'm bored. I'm so bored. Do you know what I mean? We need this right now.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Ireland. I would like to address my nation, to our President, Michael D. Higgins, to Vice Admiral Mark Mellett, to Garda Commissioner Drew Harris, Chief Medical Officer Tony Houlihan. I respect you all greatly, and I would like to put forth some of my thinking.
This is great use of celebrity power, right? Now, so many of them are piss-farting around singing Imagine All the People and posting selfies. Conor's trying to do something good here, and I do respect that. But I also know that politicians are highly unlikely to go, yeah, go on, Conor. What you got for it? I don't know. I think it's great that he's putting pressure on, but I just think politicians are twats, aren't they?
True lockdown must begin, and it must begin now. A lockdown together. A lockdown united. We must close our airports. We must close all non-essential business. We must cut all non-essential travel. Commissioner Harris and Vice Admiral Mellett, we must prepare and deploy our units to all and any known built-up areas across our country.
I think he's obviously making a very strong point, and it's for the safety of the people. It is funny when people like Conor and other big, wealthy motherfuckers come out and say, we must cut all non-essential work, and I'm like, well, your non-essential work might not be the guy down the road who's still got to pay his rent, because that might be fucking essential to him. And while some people can have the luxury of staying in their mansions or whatever and chilling out, some people just have a gun to their head, basically, where bills are still going to need paid, and they're sitting there going, I gotta go out, I gotta make money, gotta pay the fucking bills. If you're going to freeze the bills, you're going to freeze rent, and governments are going to say, no, you can stay indoors, you don't have to go anywhere, then fair fucks. While Conor's heart is definitely in the right place, some people are not in the same place as him financially, and they can't afford to do that. And I think that isn't being accepted or thought about by some of these rich people who are speaking out.
Ireland, we have got this. Not only do we have the formula, we have it ahead of time. Let's go Ireland. Let's go rest of the world. Lockdown, united. Together we stand.
I think Conor speaks very well. It's good to see that intelligent, articulate side of him, and one that cares about his country, is still there. And I think that'll win a lot of the hearts back from the people of Ireland, that he does care about them, and he's not just sat in his mansion thinking about himself. So I think it's good that he's put that out there, and he's clearly a smart guy when he wants to fucking be, he's using his power for good. But like I say, crashing the economy, which is what that will do, it will be detrimental to some people's lives in other ways as well. And that's just something that I do think, when rich people talk about full lockdown, sometimes they just don't understand how it will end up costing lives in other ways. So it's a tricky one, but I do admire him for speaking out. He seems quite clear of mind. Earlier this year, we've seen him very lucid, very on it, whereas in previous years he'd just been full of himself. He was desperate to get back in the octagon. That isn't happening right now, and he's having another massive break. How will that impact his career? I don't think it's we're that long away from getting regular sporting events back. Maybe a few months, I don't know. It's imperative to his career, if he wants to maintain that state of mind of Eye of the Tiger, that killer that we've seen against Cerrone, he needs to get back in there ASAP, because when the winner of Ferguson-Khabib is decided, and it will be decided in April, he needs to be out there calling them out, and he needs to be fight ready. Let us know your predictions in the comments below for Khabib versus Tony, and why. I want to know your thinking, because I will be doing a prediction video, and I might even try to put a live stream together, because I'm hoping by the time of April 18th comes round, we might be in a place in the studio to do that. So fingers crossed. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to TG2. I've got all sorts of mad shit coming to this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.